And joining me now is someone else who I know is not afraid of speaking the truth. I wouldn't call him politically correct, is my point. Gavin McInnes, he's the host of Get Off My Lawn and founder of Censored.tv. Gavin, can you just set me straight if I'm being an alarmist here on what is happening in the streets of the United States?
It's a hostile takeover, and it's a very dangerous combination. We saw this with the Iranian Revolution. When Islam and communism get in bed together, all chaos ensues. And what usually happens is the Islamists are given a place while the communists go and wreck stuff. And then the communists go, okay, we'll take the government now, please. And the Islamists go, no, this is ours now. You're out. And that's what happened in Iran. That's what happened with the Ayatollah Khomeini. And that is ultimately, I'm not saying Mamdani will achieve that, but that's the goal of Islam. Like at the beginning there, Abdullah Hamid was talking about the salad. That salad, those tomatoes want to be 100% of the salad.
Right.
And you convert to tomatoism or die. So this whole idea of like a soup is gray and he's colorful. No, they use color to get in the door and say, we're all about helping and poverty and peace, and Islam means peace. And then once they get accrue any kind of power, which I would argue is a population of more than 10% of any area, then come out the big boys. And now it's time to take over the culture.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating because I just talked to at a Turning Point campus event. I was speaking to students at Texas State University over in San Marcos, Texas, and the younger generation just seems to not. I'm trying to figure out how to get them to understand this, because I mentioned just the same thing that you're talking about, this red-green alliance. It's not new. We've seen it happening in history, and we see how the Muslims are like, oh, look at these dumbasses. They believe in communism. We'll use them until we don't have any use for them anymore. And then we'll just take over. But you have this college student who tried to, I don't want to say pick a fight with me, but he was pushing me on the idea. And he's like, well, I mean, I have a friend who's from Pakistan and he's like dope. Like he wouldn't. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So like throw everything else out that I've said. And I'm trying to figure out like how to explain to these people, what do you think is happening in the UK right now? And why do you think that this wouldn't happen here? And he goes, I shit you not, Gavin. He goes, oh, well, we do a better job at assimilating them. And I was like, what?
That's not true.
I know.
That's totally false. In fact, they can't assimilate themselves. What was that guy in Minneapolis, Omar Fatah or something?
Yes.
He lost because the warring tribes within the Somalian community didn't like him because he wasn't the majority. I mean, I had the name somewhere, but it's like he is Duty Manugi, and the Darrow Deer Hawaii don't respect the Warsangeli clan.
Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
And hello, I am Gavin McInnes.
Together, we're Compound Censored.
And we'd like you to subscribe to our network that has more fantastic content you could shake a stick at. Use this promo code for a one-time super offer.
Do it. It's uncensored and oh so entertaining.
That's why. So they are the worst at assimilating. We're terrible at it too. But what we have is what Gadsad calls suicidal empathy. It's like ethnomasochism. We were attacked by Islam on September 11th. 3,000 people died, and we said we'll never forget about this. And then we elected a Muslim mayor. Like, hold a grudge, please. Or worse yet, Bataclan, just the other day, they had their 10-year anniversary, 130 people murdered in inexplicable ways, like eviscerated pregnant women, genitals cut off and stuffed in mouths, torture for the entire, I don't know, it took forever to the cops to get there, like 10 minutes of torture before they eventually killed 130 people that day. And at Bataclan, they were chanting, free, free Palestine at the same venue. Like, can we have some respite? Can we have some safe zones where we don't kiss Muhammad's ass?
Right. I mean, I'm to the point now, Gavin, where I'm like, listen, it's nothing personal. If you have a Star Wars name, I kind of just want you deported.
I find, and this is a prejudice that I'm not particularly proud of, but I find white Muslims particularly galling. Like there's the woman in Australia who converts, she marries some Pakistani politician, and next thing you know, she has a hijab on, which I'm sure we had those 2,000 years ago,
Right.
and we moved on. We got past. I'm sure we threw gays off buildings. I'm sure we beat women to death for not sleeping with us. I'm sure we did that slightly pre-biblical times, but we've moved on. We have a 2.0. They're back in time. And at this fight at Madison Square Gardens, that it was a Muslim main ticket. That was the main event. And like there was 5 rows of Muslim Brotherhood there. And of course, a brawl breaks out and they're beating the crap out of each other. I'm listening to their weird, I don't know, Georgian or whatever Chechnyan accent that is. And I'm just with the dumb beard at the bottom. I'm just like, ew. I don't like that.
It looks like you've glued pubes to your face, and it doesn't look sanitary.
You need a mustache. You can't have a beard without a mustache. It's weird. It's like if you were to shave your pubic area, but you just left like a weird smile at the top somewhere in some random spot. It's jarring. Stop it.
So what would you say? Because I do try to be I want to help provide ideas for solutions rather than just constantly bitch about problems. And some tell me that my solution of just deporting the Star Wars names is too far and will never happen. But in all seriousness, I do feel like this does need to happen at a very, very local level, because the amount of mayors and city council members and things of that nature that I'm seeing even in Texas, where they're having all of these days that they're dedicating to, today is Muslim Day, and we're building a new mosque, and then we're going to invite these princes to come, and we're going to give them the red carpet treatment, and then we're going to give them the keys to the city. Like, I feel like one of the solutions to this for patriots who see what's happening and want America to do something before it's too late is to make sure that you get involved at a local level, because this is all happening very locally. What else, if anything, would you say to people who are trying to do what they can, just a regular average American, to stop this?
Mockery. I think that is the best weapon against them. Mockery and intolerance.
Yep.
They don't permit it. They pretend they permit it, and they're open-minded and they want to be a big plate of salad. They have absolutely zero tolerance for any kind of mockery. I mean, they say that you're going to hell if you build a snowman because you're creating a false idol. So they need to be exposed for what they are. Like a good trick is to go, didn't your prophet marry a 6-year-old?
Right.
And that tricks them into going, hey, she was 9. You got that wrong. And you're like, oh, shoot, sorry about that, 9. But, we are so tolerant and so scared of ridicule that we get rolled over. In New York City today, more than 50% of households don't speak English at home. That's not an assimilated country. That's not an assimilated city. That's balkanization. So they're not getting along to get along. It's a hostile takeover. And as you said earlier, that praying in the library, that's a political act. That's a sign of war. That is a very tactical move. And they do it all over Toronto, all over Canada, all over Britain. They'll take over an entire road, an entire park. And that's their way of saying, I'm here. It's kind of weird that they stick their ass in your face. And they're saying, this is my turf now. And, look around the world. This is not new. We saw Lebanon used to be probably 95% Christian. It's maybe 60% Christian now, and it's a hellhole, and there's less Christians there every day. Look at the way they treat Christians in northern Iraq. 12 Christians are killed every day in the Middle East. These are not your friends. And I've said this a million times. Hindus are compatible with the West. Yeah. Jamaicans are compatible with the West. Sikhs are compatible with the West. They tend to blend in. Islam, by definition, is not compatible with the West. They proudly say that themselves. They call the West the bastion of evil. They call it the great Satan.
Right. So why else would they want to come here if not to conquer? Like, I just hello, duh. What do you think that's about?
They don't consider America. It's not America. Yeah. They don't consider Australia. These flags are just silly things that white people made up on Allah's land. Eventually, I think there's 2 Sharia courts in Texas already.
Yes, there are.
You've got like 50% of your mosques within the past 6 months. Yep. So this isn't a matter of assimilating or even being in the same salad bowl. It's a very hostile takeover. And what I wish people would understand is that's unique to Islam. Yeah. You don't see this with any other culture.
Exactly. Which is why, I'll give you this last question here, Gavin, which is why I try to explain to people that's not this whole, because they're like, well, what about freedom of religion? And I'm like, I'm telling you that our founding fathers, who, 55 out of 56 of them were Christian. I am telling you that our founding fathers did not set up this country and include all of this freedom of religion to only then be conquered by Islam. Like, it was not for that. It was for all of these different denominations of Christianity, and it was for a Christian nation. It was not so that this other fake religion would come over here and kill us all if we didn't convert. Like, of course, that's not what it was designed
or die.
for. Right.
Smite ye above their necks.
Right.
Is it a religion? I mean, the definition of a cult is when people leave that group, you can't associate with them.
Yeah.
Now, that's true of Scientology. That's true of Hare Krishnas. That's true of Trump derangement syndrome, where they're not allowed to go to Thanksgiving anymore. And, you hear about these stories where a woman will stop wearing her hijab and her mother will validate and give her blessing for an honor killing, because once a woman takes off her hijab, even if she's still Muslim, that's going to lead to her rejecting Allah, and then the whole family goes to hell. So if your daughter strays in any way whatsoever, throw acid in her face, kill her, like that. Is that a religion we're supposed to tolerate?
Right.
Absolutely not. I refuse. And I've seen, like I was talking about Lebanon. Go to Britain. Go to Luton, where Tommy Robinson is from. It's gone.
Yep.
Birmingham, where Ozzy Osbourne is from. It's gone. It's literally indistinguishable from the Middle East. And that's what they want to do here. I'm not allowing these tomatoes to take over my salad bowl.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I appreciate you not being silent on this matter, although you're not silent about any matter. So that's just kind of par for the course with Gavin McInnes. But it's been too long since I've seen you in person. You need to come back and see us soon.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, that would be great. Gavin McInnes, of course, host of Get Off My Lawn and founder of Censored.tv. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
See you next time.
So if you enjoyed that clip,
Then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.